Bye for now.
Hello, good morning. Just gone 7:30. You're watching Breakfast with Louise and Dan.
So let's tell you about this story. White pupils from poorer families have been let down by decades of neglect. This is according to a report from MPs.
The chair of the Education Select Committee, Robert Halfon, described it as a national scandal. The government said it was committed to making sure no child was left behind. Our education correspondent, Branwen Jeffries, has this report.
It's really important that children appreciate the heritage and where it is that they come from. So you'll have seen that. I think for generations now that we have forgotten some of these communities. There's very little to kind of aspire to.
Claire Marie runs a group of schools across Mansfield. Her own childhood was on a big estate. Now she's determined to raise ambitions.
If you want to break that cycle of third, fourth generation unemployment, you need to bring your parents and your community with you. The traditional academic route absolutely has a place, but I do think that there needs to be a rethinking around what education is for.
So she told me the school has a food bank, runs courses for parents in basic skills, and encourages children's curiosity, getting them to think about different jobs.
I'm Fiona and I'm in year 5. I want to be a vet. My parents tell me that I need to be careful with what I do because they don't want me to end up with not a great job, and they really want me to really go ahead with what I want to do.
I'm Georgia. When I grow up I want to be an interior designer. My mum really wants me to have a better job than her because she didn't really pay attention in school.
Part of the solution to this is giving children a very rich experience of education. So here at this primary school, they learn about the history of Mansfield, its proud industries like textiles and mining, but also about looking to the future and creating a sense of opportunity for what that might bring.
Mum Kerry wants her 2 sons to get good apprenticeships. Generations of her family have seen solid jobs disappear in Mansfield.
When my mum and dad left, school, well, they went straight into factories, and me and my mum, I think she went into a factory when she was 15, and they could go straight into work. I know it was a factory, but they went straight in, and that's where they went. And nowadays I do think it's a lot harder for people to come out of school and go straight into a job.
Harry now runs a successful vintage clothes business, but after school he did one low-paid job after another.
It's unless you've been given an opportunity or you've got family that can help you out, you're going to be stuck in those jobs, literally just dead end, you know what I mean? I was never going to go anywhere, terrible wage, and I always knew I had to have my fingers in other pies, you know what I mean? I always had to do something else on the side to make extra money.
Relentless hard work means Harry has his own shop, but MPs say others are let down by a system that sees only poverty, not place or circumstance.
This report calls for a fundamental rethink in what schools and education deliver for white working communities. Because, as it spells out, for decades there's been evidence that too many children have had their life chances limited by what they see around them, what they're able to experience, by the place that they grow up in.
At Harry's old secondary school, they've kept many practical subjects, not just life skills like cooking, but design and technology. MPs say more of this is needed in communities where families want vocational routes, as well as sending their first child to university.
I feel like a lot depends off of your family, what your family's done previously, and if you want to follow what they've done.
I've never had a person in my family go to university, so it'd be a big step, and it's quite a big thing on my shoulders.
This school is trying to teach future skills. The government says it's levelling up, increasing technical education. But the real test will be if these pupils get good jobs when they leave. Branwen Jeffries, BBC News, Mansfield.